Welcome to VODKAST PREDRINKS. This episode was originally supposed to be a Patreon exclusive episode, but the public version of the podcast had some issues, so I'll be releasing this version instead. On this episode, we talk about the Winnie the Pooh horror film, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and how we got on the piss and went and saw it in cinemas. So, enjoy the show. That would usually cost money, but it's free because I'm a dickhead.
All right, so it's come to my attention that we don't have a Patreon exclusive version of the theme song. So if you guys want to go ahead and just do that now.
Shut. Honey. I feel sweet like the blood you eat, high in glucose.
VODKAST Pre-Drinks.
Hey, we did it.
Brought to you by Mickeyjet.
No!
Got him.
That's free advertising.
It's not advertising if he pays for it.
Yeah, but no, what? Yeah, it is.
This will be on my power bill.
All right, money, please.
All right, welcome to VODKAST Pre-Drinks, the Patreon exclusive, which covers
post drinks. Then
it's. I was thinking of calling it like after party,
in between drinks.
Pooh party?
Pooh party.
not poo party. On this
I like after party. That's cool.
On this
Party.
delightful
Hey.
episode of VODKAST After Party. Yeah, that sounds good. We're going to be discussing Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, because we all went and saw that at the movies quite recently. And honestly, it is a film of our generation, rated very highly on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm sure.
It is really one to be witnessed or like spectated. I don't know.
I do recommend watching this film. 10 out of 10 is an experience.
10 out of 10 for watching it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Are you going to watch it?
Quality, questionable,
time to unpack.
experience, 10 out of 10.
hey, Matt, it says here 1.0 out of 10.
1.0.
That's a tablecloth. You're pointing to a tablecloth.
Classic.
Oh, shit.
Shall we discuss? I'm going to just tell you a bit about the film first. So anyone that's listening to this who has no idea what the fuck we're talking about,
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is a 2023 British independent slasher film written, directed and produced by Rhys Frake Waterfield. The film serves as a horror retelling of A.A. Milne and E.H. Shepard's Winnie the Pooh books and stars Craig David Dowsett as Winnie the Pooh and Chris Cordell as Piglet. It follows Pooh and Piglet, who have now become feral and bloodthirsty murderers, as they terrorize a group of young university women and an adult Christopher Robin when he returns to the 100-acre woods after many years after leaving for college.
Many years of absence.
So
Many years of
Gotta help me,
neglect.
Piglet. I mean,
Many years of
Pooh. Piglet's gone insane. He killed my wife.
Piglet's not going to help you, Pooh, Matt.
So the film opens. You can see on the screen behind us. It starts with like this hand-drawn animation, telling basically the origin story of Christopher Robin.
It's
hanging
uncomfortably beautiful.
It's arguably the best part of the film.
I would say so as well.
That part where Pooh turns around.
When we like, I know you guys probably saw like trailers for the film prior to going in, right?
Nah, I went in completely
yes.
blind and I left
yes.
completely blind.
Daniel, I'm the same. We're the same. Nah. But I went in with no expectations, and when the prologue started with the animation, I was like, oh, this is actually kind of cool, a bit kind of creepy as well.
Yeah, that part where we actually saw Rabbit and Al, and then I spent the rest of the film questioning where they were.
Yeah. We don't talk about that.
You did ask where Rabbit and Al were every 5 minutes throughout the film.
Yes.
I'm like waiting for them to show up. I'm like,
So loud. So persistent.
where are they?
Something like really pivotal happens in the storyline. I'm just kidding. There's no storyline. Something really cool happens, and you're like, "But where is Rabbit and Al?"
I swear.
Anytime they're at the camp, the base camp, and they're making all this noise screaming because it's like, "Ah, my guts, you're killing me." I'm like, so are the other guys gonna come out and be like, "Let's get in on that"?
And they never did. I really thought that maybe come up last second.
I thought maybe
It
even
would
just
be
a
really,
post-credit
like,
scene.
kind of
Maybe Rabbit and Al will be in the sequel at the very end of the credits.
Like, honestly, I thought that Tigger would show up and he would be the biggest,
No, so he's
baddest
Disney
of the lot.
exclusive.
He
But
would
I did love the
say
idea
he
of
would be
Tigger
terrible.
bouncing on someone's guts with his tail.
It'd be fucked up. But instead what we got was Winnie the Pooh driving over a girl's head in a car.
And that was great. It did make up for
It's
it.
canon.
If you say so.
He could drive, right?
It's part of the extended mythos.
So look, if you want to go deep into the canon, when we first go back into the 100 Acre Woods with Christopher Robin
Yeah.
and his beloved wife,
Yeah.
you do see some rundown cars on the outskirts of the base camp. Like they've taken out people who are driving down the road occasionally and taken the cars, like most serial killers do in your classic beloved serial killer
Quite
films. You see
and
like the
also-
dumping pit. So they learn as they're dumping the cars of their victims how to drive.
Surely.
Okay, so we're going to argue that it does make sense that.
Also, Pooh
can do
apparently
that.
knows how to operate a wood chip.
Well,
Well,
that
when you
makes
have-
more sense, I
It
would
did.
think.
I didn't
think
even
so,
question that part, to be honest.
They built a little treehouse home and
Yeah,
stuff.
he's
like-
clearly got
it's
carpentry
essentially
skills.
caravan park. Do you remember like there's little caravans that like parked around like the
Yeah,
campfire?
that's where I assume Rabbit and Owl are
Yeah, I
living.
kind of thought the same as
Yeah.
well. I'm like,
so I thought
surely
maybe we'd see a light turn on inside one of them at some point.
they're like creepy like half-breed farmer like animals, and it's like surely they were all just like in their
Pooh
redneck
and
like
his
camper
red
vans, and
flannelette.
they're all just gonna come out and be like, "Hey, stepped on my leg."
Yeah, Rabbit comes in.
Stab them.
Hey, honest question, you guys. I didn't watch that much Winnie the Pooh when I was a kid.
Get him out of here. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, sorry.
How
gonna judge
similar
you
is it
so
to
You better say how similar is it to the original story?
how similar is it to the original
So
story?
you're
Now,
assuming we all read the books?
now, I just wanted to know in the TV show, the cartoon, how often is Christopher Robin's parents shown in that thing?
I don't remember them at all.
Were they?
But I can tell
shown?
you Christopher Robin was there and he had a yellow t-shirt and blue shorts.
Yeah.
Because I was just wondering, like, if they were ever concerned.
You probably shouldn't be hanging out with these weird animals.
So like they're like his teddy bears. So he's basically Andy.
That's a good way to put
But
it.
in the live action slasher film, they are mutated animals.
Half-breeds.
Crossbreeds, yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
did
he finds them
something
in the woods. It's a little different. They're not beanie babies in this. So they grow. So he meets them when he's a kid, just like in the old school cartoons and the books. He's a little Christopher Robin, and they're like little beanie baby sized baby half breeds.
Beans.
But as he gets older and goes up to close, they're getting older too. So when he comes back,
They're also getting hungrier.
they're also now much, much bigger and older. And also all those years of him visiting them, they got used to him bringing them treats. So they're freaking
And also,
hungry.
spoilers, they ate Eeyore.
Yeah, that is a pivotal part of the film.
Yeah, they corner him in a cage. Did they even draw strings, or they just decided, let's eat the one that's depressed?
Yeah, he was just too sad for everyone.
Like they're already feeling down because it's a tough winter, and it's like, let's eat Debbie down.
Yeah.
I can just imagine Eeyore being like, "Oh, it's alright, guys. Like I knew it was gonna be,
I
gonna be
understand.
someone." So.
Like Winnie the Pooh would probably be like, "Okay, guys, we're gonna." I don't know what the fuck that voice is. We're gonna
Okay, guys.
we're gonna draw straws. And Errol's just like, "No, don't even bother with that nonsense."
Eeyore's
Just
like,
fucking eat me.
it's just pain. Just eat.
And then I gotta say, I loved the part. Many scenes later. Now this was so like we have and we will make comments on the way the film develops and the script and just so many levels of that as a story approach. But I loved the moment many scenes later where Christopher Robin is chained up and then Pooh is just taken at him with this whip, which is clearly Eeyore's tail.
I
know what?
I
I
do
did-
adore that.
Yeah.
I didn't actually notice that feature.
You didn't?
No.
It was clearly Eeyore's tail. He's whipping him with Eeyore's tail. Like, you did this. You're the... He's blaming him for Eeyore's death.
Also, I think
And
Christopher
that,
Robin.
like, you can say there's not much good storytelling in it, but that
That's clever.
was clever, good storytelling in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
And since this is like set in a realistic world, we only have to assume that Christopher Robin literally tried to fix Eeyore's detached tail by sticking it to a pin and pushing it into him.
So you did watch the cartoon.
That wasn't in the cartoon. Oh wait, that cartoon.
What,
Sorry.
what cartoon are you thinking of?
That other cartoon.
The movie cartoon.
Isn't it all the same?
What do you mean?
Disney.
No, like Blood and Honey, the cartoon.
Yeah, it wasn't in Blood and Honey. No, because earlier you were like, do you guys watch it? Yeah.
But yes,
yes, the
he
animated
does have a
version of Blood.
detachable tail,
So I just assume
which is
that's canon.
canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they pin it to his grave, and then later Pooh's like,
I don't know why it moved from his grave to inside the
yeah.
cabin.
Well, when they
but it's
go to the
fine.
base camp, it wasn't like pinned to it, but like clearly there was like a tail-looking item in the sketch
Yeah.
cartoon, on the tomb.
I guess that
flailing
was-
in the wind, which again was clearly his tail.
The flail was flailing.
The flail was flailing. So, I guess from the beginning, we open with Christopher Robin coming back to the 100 Acre Woods, and he's got his new fiance there, and he's like, "Oh,
You don't think I'm insane, right? These stories are all true. You believe me.
Because I'm not crazy.
And she's like, yeah, we can just go home right now. It's okay.
She's
I
like,
believe you. And he's like, no, you gotta see Pooh and Piglet.
I will neither confirm or deny this.
She wasn't saying I believe you. She was saying, I believe that you believe in them, you crazy fuck. I love you.
Yeah.
so
You're
degrading."
kind of crazy, but
Yes, I think you're crazy, but I forgive you for all of your faults.
Can we just say bonus points for Christopher Robin's actor, because it's just so bad.
It's so bad it's
My
like
God.
good though. Like
Unlike-
The Room.
It does remind me of The Room,
Yeah.
actually.
It's The Room as a slasher film.
You're tearing me apart, Piglet.
And it's very relevant.
Wow.
So anyway, he's doing his little, "Oh, you believe me?" And she's like, "Kinda." And he's like, "Okay, you love me." But then like a couple seconds later, he's like, "Why don't you believe me?" And she's like, "We've already been over this." And then she's like, "Oh, this is a cute little forest." And then they like see the treehouse, and she's like, "We're in danger." And I'm like, "Oh wow, your fucking attitude changed quick."
Oh, it's changed quite a bit since I was a child. But we must keep going. We must find them. Christopher Robin, I don't mean to alarm you, but there is a human skull right next to a grave over here.
It's fine.
I think
No,
it would
it's
have been
fine.
funny.
Pooh will explain everything.
I think it would have been hilarious if she was still in denial about what was going on, because it's not obvious that he was telling the truth just because they found this random place in the woods. It's just like, see, look, this is the honey that Pooh made. Hillbillies are making mead, bro.
It did have that whole mead vibe about it, I will say, yeah.
I mean, if we've learned anything about how to make mead, it's with blood and honey.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's the plot of the story, right?
It has an awful coppery iron taste that I find quite appealing.
So, there they are. I think Piglet is the first to be seen, maybe?
Yep. Pooh kills his wife. I mean, Piglet kills his wife.
Exactly.
How does Piglet kill Mrs. Robin?
Oh, he just kind of like is there abruptly and just like has like a chain.
Oh.
And he just wraps it around her throat and her eyes are like starting to pop out. He's like, Piglet, no, that's my wife, Piglet. You don't understand.
Well, see, I was looking at Piglet, and I was like, well, if that's like the average height for Piglet, then Pooh must be fucking massive. Because there should be like a height difference between the two.
And guess what, kids?
There's not. They're
He might have
basically
been
the same
a
height.
couple centimeters taller.
I don't
Yeah.
even know.
I think he was-
Piglet could have
yeah.
had a very good growth spurt in like his teens.
I mean, he's not a piglet anymore,
It's
that's
those-
for sure.
Ah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
Bull
porker.
hormones. A porker. I don't like that description. So anyway, Piglet kills Mrs. Robin, and then Christopher's like, "Oh, gotta find Pooh. He'll save me." Dumb cunt.
Pooh, you gotta help me.
It's not called Piglet Blood and Honey. Pooh is clearly
That's part of the film.
He's
Can we-
clearly mixing blood and honey.
Can we all just say that part together? Because all of us have a very general idea of what is said, and I don't think any of us agree.
Wait, what are we saying together?
There's
you
something
gotta help
there's
me.
something wrong with
Piglet's-
Piglet.
Go on and say, he killed
Okay,
my wife.
1, 2, 3, everyone together. 1, 2, 3. Pooh, you gotta help me. There's something wrong with Piglet. He killed my wife.
that's pretty good, you guys.
Do you reckon we could become actors as well?
Into the woodchip.
I really want to make an abridged series for Blood and Honey, but
It should be so easy.
I'm also really not sure what the point would be.
We could give voices to Pooh and Piglet. the only two characters we see the entire film.
I feel like the challenge from an abridged series would just be to make that as like the original show as possible.
Oh, bother.
Why are you running away? Christopher? I got nothing. And my...
The voice is really well.
you left.
I did the voice well. I thought
And
I
now I'm
butchered
going to
it.
kill everyone, especially you.
Especially.
But at first, I'm going to whip you. Yeah, that's the story, basically.
Which character was that?
You get
That
a
was Pooh.
backhand.
Oh, yes. Okay, let's get to the next most important thing. Second best kill of the show.
Yeah.
Slapping a man's face literally off.
Which was more funny because moments earlier we saw Pooh doing the exact same slap maneuver on someone chained up.
Literally
and he
the
just
same
kept going,
action.
and it faded to black while we still could hear as he
Just
slapped them.
Pooh,
And then
bitch
just
slapping
one
this poor person.
later on a different character, and half his face is gone. Meanwhile, we see this other character. I think we fade in from black, still on her, and then two of her friends somehow knew where to find her, and she's got a tiny little bruise on,
Yeah.
just a,
She's-
little, a
So
little bruise on her.
literally, two characters got the same treatment. One person was okay. The other one got their face fucking torn apart.
Yeah.
It's called control, guys. Like
Oh,
you don't
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah,
you don't
yeah,
just
right.
slap somebody
Judo chop.
like this, and then try to slap them a little bit harder and take their face off.
Clearly, earlier in the film, Pooh was saving his enemy.
He really angled it to
so
just
he
slice.
could.
Yeah,
All that
you get-
honey
you get on the-
scooping,
we don't
honey
know.
scooping, you know, on all those beehives and whatnot. Just
So much practicing. He could have gone the
He
very
learned that slice
right
maneuver.
angle when he took the dude's face off, just right on the right angle.
Yeah, it's like skimming
same
a
with that
rock
other
across
guy's
a
arm
lake.
moments earlier. I think it was after. Face, arm, stomp on the face.
So I got a question.
Yes.
In the original stories and / or the television series, could Pooh ever control the bees?
I do not remember that, but yes, he had
Okay.
control of the bees in this movie. That's for sure.
I
Not even he
never
didn't even
never
say
read
anything
the
either.
original
He
books,
was just-
but I've seen like the Disney movies and a little bit of TV show when I was a kid.
Maybe in the books he could do it?
Never at any point did he ever control bees. But guess what, guys?
He
In
can
this
do it
film-
now.
Yeah, but it's not. He doesn't say, "Hey bees, fellow animals," because we're all animals. Hey bees, fellow animals, go take them out. No, he Jedi points.
It's like
just
fucking
a little Jedi
mind
point.
tricks.
He just points, and then you got this dude in the background like, not the bees. I'm Nicolas Cage.
I find it like really interesting that they went with the gesture when they could have just had him communicate with bees the way they communicate with each other through dance.
That would have been funnier, but it's not that kind of film.
I just think
I think it is.
the same hand that can slap a man's face off can also control a, what do you call it, a large group of bees? Like a horde?
swarm.
A swarm.
A murder.
That's what
In this
comes later.
case, that would be
Applicable
fitting.
for this film, yes.
So that's also iconic. What else happens in
But
this
he
film?
only ever uses the bees like that one time. Like we see bees hovering around him. Yes. So we
Ominously.
get the bees following
They are
because
shown
he's
up.
obviously consuming honey at large amounts because they were starving and they had a hard winter. And I think that comes down to the fact that Pooh had the whole gluttony thing going
That
on.
actually-
he was hoarding all that honey to
Oh,
himself.
so you reckon he could have been hoarding it?
Yeah, I
'Cause
think he was
I was
hoarding
going
the
to
honey.
point out, like, it's the whole reason why they're so angry is because they weren't fed.
Yeah,
when
they
Christopher
got
Robin
used to
left.
Christopher Robin bringing
But
them the snacks.
If Pooh can control the bees, surely he can feed everyone.
He could have even said, "Hey, bees, fly in my mouth. I'm going to eat you now."
yeah.
And they would have probably done that. But I think he was hoarding all the honey to himself. And was
Reckon
like,
he's like the big-
bitch! As he's slurping the honey. So he's slurping the honey down, drinking it. He's sipping this honey. He's like, let's eat Eeyore.
Yeah, it is very possible that like he was just controlling everyone else because he's an asshole. And he was
But it
always
is
just a
said in
a sadist.
that sketch intro. He loses his mind post eating Eeyore. Not before. He was thinking solid before that.
How funny would it be if they just like decided to make a new character to make up for the Disney losses, like Bumblebee Man? They just have like
That would explain the bee situation, to be honest. Because
That'd
it's
be
like,
great.
literally like you see bees following him around because it's like, yeah, I got all these bees because I eat the honey. But then, nah, he controls these bees. He just does this, a little hand gesture, and the bees do what he's thinking, killing a human being. And again, you got to remember, they were once children-friendly characters. So the bees have also gone feral. What do bees eat? Because I guess they were starving.
They
too.
eat nectar.
Flowers.
Yeah.
They don't eat through their stinging assholes.
I guess now we're on the topic of the flower shortage around the world.
Yeah. The bees had no flowers to eat and they had to eat their queen.
They also got in on eating Neil.
I'm just going to turn Adam's mic off. Sorry, buddy.
Now it's time for the real boys.
Haha. You're quiet now.
That was funny. You got him good.
Got him.
You got him good.
I'll have you know. I'll have you know. I thought you could keep spamming
Also,
it.
Matt, I didn't say anything about this before because I want to bring this up as my own idea.
Oh, God.
But Nicolas Cage
Yeah.
in this movie.
Oh my
Nicolas
God.
Cage.
Oh, that would be good.
What a great
I
combo.
definitely referenced this Cage moments ago. But yes, what are you saying? Are you saying he should have played that very particular character?
He should have played
Taken
Christopher
down by
Robin.
bees?
Yeah, that would have been pretty great too.
How funny would it have been if
They got Ewan McGregor back?
well, even just like a very well-known like Hollywood actor to like just be in this film, to some degree, even just like a small role. Like how funny!
It'd be so good.
For that one line that Pooh utters at the end of the film, if they had a famous celebrity voice actor Pooh, and they just say that one line,
Their
they
entire-
pay them thousands of dollars,
Their
but it's
entire
that one
budget
line.
went into that
What was the one line?
You left. Stab.
Honestly, I wish they had like.
Christopher Robin, you left.
I believed in you, Christopher Robin, but you left me and my friends alone to fend for ourselves. You were supposed to help people. Why did you leave us?
Who is that?
It sounds like the
I don't
host of
know.
Watch Mojo.
Daniel could have been the celebrity voice.
I feel like it sounds like somebody, but I can't
Are you
place
trying to be
my
the
foot on
dude
it.
from the room?
Now there's a good cameo.
Nah, honestly, if he played the voice of Pooh, that would have actually.
They could have afforded it.
Oh, he would have been wanted to
Would
do
have
it for
been
free.
well
I
within
feel
budget.
like,
Oh, hi, Christopher.
but he is Christopher, Matt. What are you talking about? Oh wait, no,
No,
I've
in my
lost the plot.
version, he's Pooh.
But then who would play Christopher? Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God, Tommy Wiseau and Nicolas Cage in the same movie.
Yeah.
I
I'd
mean,
watch
Winnie
that.
the
I'd
Pooh
pay good
alone
money.
got a decent audience, I'm sure. But having those two in a Winnie the Pooh slasher
There's
film,
time. We got a sequel coming up.
All right.
sure.
Well, they are making a sequel, so
And Peter Pan.
And
So,
Lord
yeah.
knows, I think they've surpassed like $700,000 in the box office.
that's hilarious.
So they're doing good. It's still going.
And they made that in
Yeah.
10 days, apparently.
Didn't they spend like 100,000 on it?
It was less than 100,000. Yeah, shot in 10 days.
That's a big return.
They've
like
10
considering-
days of work, yeah.
Yeah.
That puts my stocks
Well,
to
more than a
shame.
what?
My stocks.
Tell us more.
Well, you see, things have been going downhill for a little while.
So you should have invested in Winnie the Pooh horror films.
Uh,
That shit's going up.
yeah.
I should just invest in movies. Just like finance $100,000 into some Winnie the Pooh
Yeah,
spin-off.
give me some money.
Could you imagine if someone had approached you and said, I want $100,000 to make a Winnie the Pooh horror film?
Sold.
Honestly,
It's like,
if I had
say no
money
more.
and I was the person they were approaching, I don't know about $100,000, but like I'd be like, I'm gonna put some money in on that because like it sounds fun, and it is a fun film.
You just need booze and friends and a good...
Okay, so here's the thing. Deadass, I wish I had taken shrooms before watching this film.
I don't think you do. I feel like you would
I mean,
have
we
had
got
the
drunk.
worst
That was
trip.
at least
That
something.
would have been
would be-
something else.
I feel like it would have been a different
I reckon
experience if we were sober.
more substance of some kind, any kind.
Like we're all pretty experienced in filmmaking, so we would have been making a lot more. Like I was questioning some of the filmmaking motives in this production of Winnie the Pooh, but I was drunk. If I was sober watching this, I would have been solely focused on that. But because I was drunk, I was able to really appreciate the film as a whole, and that is a fun film.
Would you say it is the best film of the year?
I mean, the film is something that came out in February. It's early.
The year's still young.
Is that a
but-
yes?
I have seen two films at
else
the
has come out
cinema
this
so
year?
far.
That's a yes.
Ant-Man Quantumania.
No, it's better than that.
I did
Oh, really?
enjoy
That wasn't good?
MODOK, I must say.
We're talking about Winnie the Pooh here, bro.
Winnie the Pooh better than Ant-Man.
Better than Modok. Oh, actually, more.
I will say,
What will you say?
I'm really disappointed we never had a moment where someone's blood got in Pooh's honey.
There was a little blood on the side of the honey.
Why does that sound like
I
a
just wanted
sex
to have a
act?
moment where the blood got splattered into it. Maybe when they kill Eeyore,
For-
the blood spray, like they slice Eeyore's head clean off. The blood splatters into his honey, and he slides his hand.
For a
You know,
movie,
I think I like blood and honey.
for a movie
and then the title comes
called
up.
for a movie called Blood and Honey, there should have been more blood and honey
For
together.
starving animals and a film called Blood and Honey, there was not enough eating people or their blood.
Yeah.
I originally...
Oh, but there was that one moment where they like knocked our character down, and then started pouring honey all over them, and then Piglet leaned down and ripped their face off
That was
by
pretty
just munching on her.
Tasty.
I mean,
So that moment, I was like,
One.
yes,
that would have made
that's
sense.
blood and honey right there. Need more of that.
What do you guys think the best kill of the movie was? Or were you going to ask that soon?
No, we can ask that right now.
Excellent.
The best kill.
Well, it sounds like Daniel's got something in mind already.
We do have one more to mention, which is when they go to kill that girl in the hot tub.
Oh, that's
They
So-
didn't do the obvious thing. They should have
yeah.
done.
There are many ways to kill a girl in a hot tub.
Yes.
Two creative ways to kill a girl in a hot tub right there and then. So like she was taking selfies in the hot tub. She is aware. She sees in one of those selfies. Oh, there is a bear in clothes staring at. I'm not gonna let that bother me. I'm gonna face away from it and enjoy this hot tub and listen to
Fuck
my
you,
music.
bear!
There are two ways to kill her in this exact scenario, because we have Pooh there clearly. Suddenly Piglet's there. They're both behind her, slowly approaching. They could straight up just put the hand on her, drown her. They could do that and then turn up the temperature, or just like pin her. I don't know. Just hold her there
That old
and then
school,
turn the temperature right up and boil her.
like burning someone alive in a sauna kind of kill.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's like cooking her. They're
In
boiling
the
her.
hot tub.
Because clearly they hate humans. So I guess sometimes they kill them for fun, but for the most part, and where it all started is they need sustenance, food. So in that sense, they're cooking her to eat her.
Oh, hot pot.
Yeah,
Kind of like the
But-
Japanese
so,
style.
So we see multiple times
Miso
in this
people.
film, without any chance, they'll just push someone over lightly and they're knocked out. But no, this girl, they chloroform her and then they tie her up, and then that's not enough. Piglet steps on her so she can't get away. And then Pooh turns on a car and slowly drives over her head
While smiling.
just for fun. And then they just leave her body there for the other characters to find. They don't take her. They don't eat her. No, that was purely hatred.
The kills are all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you're making a slasher film. You kind of want them to all be creative kills. And I look forward to... Do any of you watch Dead Meat, the YouTube channel?
No, never heard of it.
Woody Canyon, yes.
They do a kill count where they go through films and they just like show every kill.
Oh.
This is going to be a fun one, and I guarantee they'll do it because it's getting a lot of hype.
I would be intrigued to see if they include the guy who got swarmed by the bees.
Because did he die?
Because honestly, you could survive it, but like that was a lot of bee stings, and you, even if you're not allergic to bees, if he's allergic to bees, one is enough for him. But there's probably a number, I'm sure, a number of bee stings before anyone would die.
Daniel's a scientist.
Daniel.
Would that kill
I
you?
am a scientist of some kind.
Would like 100 bee stings kill a man?
Would you go into anaphylactic shock?
Well, it depends how many.
Well done, Daniel.
He said it. You heard it, folks. Depends how many.
I was very proud of that response.
So Daniel, what was your favorite kill of the film?
Our childhoods.
Okay, that we need.
Make up your damn mind. Actually, I like the beat. But honestly, I feel like
the B one.
I feel like my favorite kill was probably. Actually, shit, that's hard.
That was a lot of good kills.
I kind of like the pool scene a little bit.
Yeah,
It was.
the
He just wades into the deep end of the
what,
pool,
you
swinging
slowly
the
walks
sledgehammer.
off the-
Yeah. Where is this going at?
with this.
Up with the sledgehammer.
No, he could have
Okay,
walked
fair
around
enough,
the
like,
pool.
It was
He
just
wades
fucking dumb.
It's pretty
Very,
intimidating.
very like
but like, and that comes down to he pushed the other one over, and he's about to sledge her. And then she's like, no, stop. And she falls in the pool and starts wading backwards. So instead of sledging the one that's conveniently knocked out, he starts wading in the pool after her with the sledgehammer.
He just full on.
And then the other one wakes up just in time to see.
He
How
full on looked at her.
convenient.
But then
on
she's
the ground.
knocked out again when they're walking away carrying her.
I just like how
Yes.
he just full on looked at the unconscious person at his feet and it's just like, not gonna kill the easy one.
Not gonna go
too
all,
easy.
Oh, bother on me.
Oh, bother.
Oh, bother.
Does Piglet have a catchphrase?
Piglet is a
Pooh, I
mute
just
in this
can't.
universe.
Yeah, he doesn't say a single word,
Doesn't
but he
say
stutters a lot
anything.
in the Disney version.
That's probably no.
Pooh, something's wrong with Christopher. I killed his wife.
Yeah, he's very nervous and he does tend to stutter a bit when he talks.
Hey, I think
adorable.
I fucked Christopher up a bit. I killed his wife as a joke.
It was a
Piglet
friendly
that kills people.
reunion.
What a good movie. So your kill is the pool. Matt, what is your favorite kill?
Cinematically, so like story-wise, I did not like this because it was just like sudden. But
Well, this could be any of them.
Okay, so there's a moment where right at the end, I don't even remember what caused them to crash, but they crashed the car, and the driver, who's like the final girl type character trope, she's like coming to, waking up, and I say trope because she ain't actually the final girl.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Christopher Robin just kind of
Christopher Robin is the final
Deus
girl.
Ex Machina's in there and is like, I'll be the final girl.
Stupid Christopher.
It felt so forced. But anyway, so she's like all dazed, coming to, sees her friend getting pulled out of the car by Winnie the Pooh. And she's like, oh, hang on, I'm going to come to, I'm groggy, I was just in a car crash. She looks up, and Pooh's just standing there holding her head. Like, he's just cleanly ripped it off.
Actually, I remember
Like, it was so quick. I'm like, well, that was fast. Like,
It was
he's-
almost comedic the way he just kind of like held up.
But cinematically, it looked amazing.
No,
It
It's like a
looked
cat
so
with a
good.
gift.
One
I'm
of
sorry.
the best shots.
Yeah.
Too goofy for me.
Actually,
It was very
I think the best shot of the whole thing was Winnie the Pooh has his like little traumatic flashback to like him hanging out with Christopher as a child.
Yeah.
You're the
And then he,
best
like-
bear.
He comes back too, and he's just like staring at the camera, drooling, and his like eyes are yellow.
Yeah.
Like that is
All
like
the honey.
you should have had that the whole way through the movie, and I would have been
So
terrified.
But so like that was my favorite cinematic moment. But as a kill, I was like, that was really fast. My favorite kill. I mean, the most rewarding moment is when it seemed like Piglet got killed, but I don't think he did get killed.
Oh, he
think
definitely got killed. He
No,
got
I
fucked
don't-
up.
I think he'll be back because we saw Pooh get sledgehammered by a freaking car and walk it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
he's a
think Piglet's
bear.
fine from a sledgehammer.
All those years eating honey paid
Yeah,
off.
you didn't see his head pop like the girl.
Get your honey,
in the pool. I
kids.
think he's fine. But my favorite kill, honestly, it's like we've already commented on it. It was like what the amount of level of effort put into it. It was so redundant. But yeah, Pooh slowly driving over that girl's head with a car.
And the VFX weren't great, but like it was probably one of the best kills of the movie.
Yeah, it was so unnecessarily creative. I loved it.
Adam,
It really gave you a view into Pooh's demented, warped mind.
Into his psyche.
Adam,
Yes.
what was your favorite kill?
Look, for me, I don't think there was like a single stand-outy kind of kill.
Really, none of them stood out to you.
Did people die in this film?
I don't know, but they're like the chick getting like run over by the car was,
Yeah.
I guess, like a highlight. And just the absurdity of Pooh being able to control
Yeah, it was
bees.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's my favorite kill. Change my mind.
When he does the whole like bees attack like with his fucking hands, and they just go swarm after that dude. So like, I like the kills for like the absurd, like just the absurdity of the
Yeah,
situation.
honorable mention.
It's good.
Honorable
To the
mention,
wood
yeah.
chipper.
I really enjoyed the wood chipper scene.
Oh, the wood chipper. Oh yeah,
It was so classic slasher film.
So
it's like
slashy.
we're gonna take this girl's shirt off just
Yeah.
to fill the quota of tits. But
Yeah.
So classic.
We need at least two.
also,
And then
it's
just
funny.
slowly pushing her into it. She's like, no. So gets in there.
Oh, yeah, that
Just
was
slams
fucked.
her head until she accepts.
Like, one thing I noticed about the Winnie the Pooh thing kills is that he just does not stop. It's just like, stop it, she's already dead.
Yeah, I'd say the
little
slamming of the
more.
head against the meat grinder would have done it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made that wood chipper a meat grinder.
It was pretty iconic. And I'd be sad if I watched any slasher film and a girl's shirt was not ripped off, because that just doesn't make any sense. It's not really a slasher film. The like
It's a trope.
the
that's for
fun
sure.
of having it in like a Winnie the Pooh film, I think is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It wasn't the murders that really got me. It was that scene, because that's like, I kind of expected Winnie the Pooh at some point to kill someone, just like in the original story, because it was just so weird and demented.
I think it's always those.
Wait, we're talking about the original story now?
The originals.
Have you read the original story?
Have you?
No.
It's surprisingly dark. I advise you to all go back
Disney
and read the
actually
novels.
changed a few things.
Enlighten
This
us.
film wasn't actually like an abridged. This is to the story.
This is going off the Brothers Grimm Winnie the Pooh.
Well, Adam,
He's a fucking bear, mate.
I can't really comment on the differences between the cartoon and the original book series because I only read the original book series extensively. I studied them, researched them for days.
Good. Tell us.
He's a
Oh,
scientist.
I don't know. I just assume it's the same as the cartoon, so I can't really tell you too much.
When you come up against a Winnie the Pooh, you got to play dead, so that they just lose interest and walk away.
Yeah, actually, don't play music. Don't make sound. Don't be like waltzing through the woods, because he's out there like collecting
He's a bear.
food, wood, stuff. He'll drop that and just walk in your general direction. Like if you've seen It Follows, that's Winnie the Pooh,
And don't be on your period.
and he ain't gonna stop unless there's honey.
He goes by bear rules.
I will say this actually. Some of my favorite parts in the movie were like the really like dramatic, like quick head turn, and then you hear the music. Dun, it's just so ridiculous because it's fucking Winnie the Pooh. It just
Like, they really go for the straight neck snap. It's just like,
I love it.
and I actually have a very stiff neck right now, so
it's so funny.
Oh yeah.
I think if the film had maybe better actors, better storyline, better director,
It would have been
Better
too good.
writer.
It would have been too good. It was perfect.
no, like honestly, props to what's his name, Reese? Is it? He saw the lapse in copyright and fucking jumped on it.
And he's helming the sequel, I believe, as well.
And even though
And
it
Christopher
is,
Robin and Pooh are both back. I've seen that on IMDb.
it's one of the worst films ever made, it is now my favorite film ever made.
You know what? I reckon it could have been a better film if they had embraced like a bit more like silliness and just like not try to take it so seriously, because it's supposed to be like a serious.
But that moment where Pooh uncomfortably drools honey,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
that's the thing. I like the movie because I thought that it didn't take itself seriously the whole time. I mean, the whole thing with Pooh just slathering his face in honey, bitch slapping someone repeatedly to death.
No, she
and-
survived that.
Other people.
Oh,
And,
that was one slap. That wasn't bitch slap to that. That was just one slap.
and summoning a horde of bees. I don't think you can
Oh,
think
the
of those
whole
and
bees
accurately
thing.
look at me and say,
But
yeah, I think the movie was trying to be too serious.
No, but like I think the point is like it's written to be like a serious like slasher film, as opposed to like there was no like comedic elements. The comedic elements was the bad filmmaking.
the thing that makes a good bad film is that you can't tell whether or not they thought this would be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was definitely some moments where they wrote the dialogue in the script and then they blocked it out. And the actors went, I'm getting paid to say this. And they're like, yeah. And they're like, yeah, I'm not going to question it then. Like, sometimes,
money.
you know, they might be like, this feels a bit weird to say naturally. It doesn't come out. It just doesn't feel like something a natural
Hey, when there's money, there's
flow
money.
of dialogue would come out.
And-
but it's like, yeah, this little paycheck.
The director's
I'll
like,
say
oh.
this.
The director's like, oh, sorry, it's in the script. There's nothing I can do about it. I only wrote it. So sorry. It's up to the script writer. I'm so sorry. You're just going to have to say the line.
Oh, Pooh, you gotta help me. It's Piglet. He killed my wife.
You can even see in the film, you see Christopher look off camera to the director being like, and then he's back and he's like, Piglet killed my wife.
I feel
Pooh,
like it
you
would be
gotta
like,
whip me with Eeyore's tail.
hey, guys, can I ad-lib some stuff? No, it's very important that you stick to the script.
I just feel my character wouldn't say that. because it's obviously just happened. Say it.
Can I?
Pooh, please remember when we used to play together. Remember when we used to play together, Pooh.
I was going to say,
I'll stay with you forever, Pooh.
can I put forward a hypothetical idea?
Please.
So, do you remember the first kill would have been his wife? How it kind of cut to that animated sequence? Not this
Yeah,
one.
that was a little
Not that
confusing.
It was confusing.
Some of us thought that Christopher got thrown in the fire. Some of us thought it was the wife.
Yeah.
So that was confusing. But actually, what I was going to say, like, wouldn't it be so funny if they made the film so that every kill sequence just cut to like an animated storyboard? And I mean, it would save the budget.
Save on the budget,
but
with
it would
the
also
blood.
be like a very interesting kind of like stylistic choice.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I think that would be
funny
really
It's
cool.
kind of like,
be?
have you seen like Rob Zombie's like House of a Thousand Corpses and stuff?
have
They
not.
just
No,
they just
no.
randomly cut to like VHS quality. So Dwight from The Office is in the first
Yeah,
one,
okay.
and his entire scene where his character meets his demise is just this crappy cam quality.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Have to check it out then.
And they just throughout the film and the sequels that follow. Yeah, it gets less with each film, but yeah, they just cut to like crappy cam quality. In fact, I don't remember if it even happens in the third film.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but they would have been able to do it
It would have been an
because that
interesting
kind of
like,
style has been done.
point of difference. But anyway, apart from that
I feel like that's where
sequence-
most of their budget went to.
the animation is pretty good. Apart from that scene was very confusing to watch.
Well, I think that was intentional to throw you off. To be like, oh, Christopher's dead. Like, that's it. He's not coming back.
It did seem like they did.
And then,
burn
Yeah,
him.
it kind of
then he
But then
comes
later
back.
on, I'm like, oh, they clearly
It's like,
burned
oh,
his
he's back.
wife because when you see her now, she's pretty shriveled.
Oh yeah, that was so funny. Just how like he's left chained up in a room for like 5 seconds. Pooh leaves, comes back with his dead wife, just burnt in a chair, just chucks her there
Slams
out
her
of
up
spite.
That's a dick move.
This is your fault, Christopher Robin.
Christopher Robin.
Why are you laughing at me?
Oh, did Christopher Robin have a lisp?
I don't think.
No.
Cartoon?
Don't think so.
Oh, in the cartoon.
No.
Because like
I can't remember his voice. in
he's
the
got like
cartoon.
the speech impediment in the movie. I was wondering if that
I-
directly came from the cartoon.
I think we might just be making fun of the actor now, guys.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Like, if it's just the actor, like it's fine. But I was like, oh, it like kind of seems legit. Like, did Christopher Robin have like a speech impediment? No.
I feel like that would be digging too deep into
I
the Winnie the
only
Pooh
remember, I was
mythos.
trying to delve really quick. I only remember him saying, "Oh, Pooh, you silly bear." That's all I remember.
Well, that sounded perfect English, so I guess he
Good
didn't.
enough for us.
You silly bear.
Oh, you silly bear! Piglet's gonna kill my wife.
You silly bear.
There's always room for honey.
There's always room for a bit of honey. Yeah.
A little bit of honey. A little bit of honey.
You guys want a little bit of honey?
Oh, you like that, don't
Yeah,
you?
maybe a little bit.
You want seconds of that honey? Sorry,
So
brother.
it was gonna be honey.
You didn't say there was gonna be honey. Oh, wait, no,
He
just
didn't
said
say there was gonna be honey.
Oh, Christopher,
I was just here for the blood.
Christopher didn't leave us enough honey. Oh,
Oh,
big
you didn't
fuck
say
up.
there was gonna be blood.
I guess we're gonna have to eat eel.
You didn't leave us enough food over the winter, you stupid fuckhead.
Too much eel.
what do you guys mean? I left you an entire storehouse of grain and root vegetables and food to last the winter.
Pooh.
What are you talking about? There's always room for more eel.
guys, we're all out of eel. We'll go for some owl.
Basically.
See, that was what I was saying. I was like, maybe
they ate owl.
so we've clearly distinguished in the story they ate eel. Just if you're not going to put them in the film, just say you ate owl and rabbit as well to get through the winter.
The thought had crossed my mind that owl would swoop down and like grab someone, but I was like, wait, they don't have enough budget for that.
How cool would that be? Just like this
Oh, they
big
could have
fucking
done
like
it.
It'd be good.
scary bird. With
They
like
could have
glowing
done it
eyes
because
and
we
shit
did
like
it
that.
in that Jeepers Creepers video. We had it. The dude flies down or flies off. Yeah, he flew off.
Yeah. Picture, if you will, instead
It's
of
crappy looking, but you can do it on
instead
no
of
budget.
bees, it's owl.
See, that would have been better.
Take the
No,
money.
I
out of
prefer
it.
the bees.
So Pooh's like, he just gestures and Al swoops down and just takes this dude. And then look, go balls to the wall, GoPro vision, him like the hobbits in that moment.
Oh my
in
God.
The Hobbit where they're in the barrels. And
We
it's
all
GoPro.
know that moment.
So Al swoops
Terrible.
down and it's like first person, not first person. It's like, what would you even call that? Where
point
it's
of
like,
view?
It's but it's like locked to them. They've got that rig on where the camera's just
Oh, like the
looking at them.
Snorri cam.
Oh, like a
Yeah,
reverse
and it's just that, but like I'm
POV.
picturing like a GoPro is filming it, and it's just him, but he's being like slung through a tree line, and that's just the view we see of Al just taking him, and then you just cut away. You don't need to see what happens
That would
next.
have been great.
But
Also-
you could have Al's talons disemboweling him while he swoops him away.
That would be pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what, guys? Actually, sorry, Daniel, I'm going to butt in.
All good.
We could make our own Winnie the Pooh movie.
Yeah.
Brody
Yeah, we
legitimately found the mask on.
Yeah, I know where to get the mask. It's only $650 US.
So if you
That's
Patreon viewers want to,
Hey,
If you guys want a
Contribute to
better
that.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey,
we
don't look at
Or a
us.
spin-off. We could do a spin-off with Rabbit and Al.
oh yeah, we could do a whole story. Where's those guys go?
Asylum.
We could get all
Yeah.
the banned Disney characters and use them.
What were you going to say, Brody?
You know Asylum?
Yes.
Yeah.
We just do what they did, and
Yeah.
then we just completely rip off another
Rabbit
person's
and
film.
Al, Blood and Honey.
Yeah. No, sorry, Danny. What were you saying?
All right. So essentially,
Not a good thing.
the deal is,
Yeah.
I think that those guys in the truck that went
Oh,
to
yeah.
enact vigilante justice were the nicest vigilante justice people I've
They're
ever
pretty good.
seen.
Which was a bit of a red herring because they were so cliche not supposed
Oh
to
yeah,
be.
like the way they dressed. It was
Yeah,
like,
in
you-
every
you're not-
way,
you don't
in
trust
any
these
slasher
guys.
film you've seen
Yeah.
ever, they should not have been nice.
I mean, they didn't
They
build-
were the nicest folks.
Kudos to Winnie the Pooh for like changing stereotypes. you know?
Yeah.
just like
It's just like, what's wrong?
They also killed the
not-
final girl and then throw Christopher Robin in there just
The
Run-
truck
run away
guys.
again.
The truck guys were the rednecks from Deliverance. Only instead of the horrible, disgusting things they did in that film, they tried to protect that girl.
Yeah, like they didn't believe them, and they thought that they could take on the half man, half bear freak. In their words, I mean, sure, they're
He ain't quite a bear, ain't quite a man either.
He's a freak.
yeah,
He's a
so
man bear pig.
they're a little bit prejudiced against half men, half bears.
Which we will touch on.
In a further episode, when we regress,
Bear racism.
that could happen.
All right,
Another
so
one.
in this
Oh,
episode,
so we're gonna at
and now
least
we
another-
mention
at least
that
another
Brody has
25
been
minutes.
drinking bear claws all night.
Oh no.
Wow. Brody,
we should play bear paw while dressed up as
to tell us
Eeyore.
hey, you can't do that.
No, so look, that is all we have time for, sort of. I will say, is there any other, like, childhood stories that you would like to turn into a slasher film?
Yes.
Which one? Or you just mean in general?
My personal childhood story.
Yeah. Regardless of, like, copyright.
Yes. Okay. I actually have something that could.
Here's one I prepared earlier.
All right. So, growing up, we used to ride our bikes everywhere. So, pictures the kids from Stranger Things. So we used to ride our bikes everywhere, but it was the 90s, not the 80s. And in the middle of our housing estate, there was this random forest they never got rid of. So we would ride our bikes deep into this forest because it was fun. So we built a tree house in there.
Yeah.
With your architect skills.
And then
And you befriended this bear and pig.
no. Okay, I just
Sounding
realized
very
the,
familiar right now.
the little crossover I was saying there. No, so we all started noticing a strange figure that would be lurking in these woods.
Isaac?
Yeah, legit. There was a figure in these woods,
Yeah.
and yeah, so we stopped going in those woods. But occasionally, when we were riding our bikes to each other's house, because we had to pass these woods, cross into each other's houses, because we lived either sides, we would see the figure on the outskirts of the woods. And that is what I would make into a horror film.
Oh.
That's not how I would approach it. That's just facts.
Well, we
That-
can-
I
we
meant like a
experienced that.
fairy tale or like a nursery
like
rhyme.
cartoons, not real life.
Yeah, so
But I appreciate
fun
that one.
fact.
No, that was good. What was the thing you saw? Do you know?
We're not going to talk about that.
Oh. That's for the next the Patreon
If,
within
no,
the
look,
Patreon.
if you want to find out, I'll talk about it
OnlyFans.
on the next podcast.
It's,
You better hold him up to that.
We'll talk about that on the OnlyFans because it touches on
touching.
a little bit on child abuse.
No, it's fine. We only ever saw them from a distance.
Did you wave?
Yeah, we waved. And then they
Wave
wave
back.
like a clockwork.
Hey, Matt,
Figure.
in your glasses it says, objects seen through this may be closer than they appear.
That's funny.
Thank you for listening to VODKAST Pre-Drinks, the official VODKAST podcast. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please don't forget, if you want to see more, please subscribe to the infinite amounts of social media accounts we've got. We've got TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and if you want access to behind-the-scenes content, as well as the Patreon-exclusive podcast, VODKAST After Party, don't forget to sign up to the Patreon. I appreciate any support we can get, even if it's not financial, so a like, a share, a save also goes a really long way, and I appreciate every one of you that does that for us. Have a great night, and don't forget to get lit responsibly.